Hey folks, Deano here again. This time technically with a bonus part to the DKO Recustom Bardock sculpts. Since that video went out, I've had a few people asking, like, is the scar removable? Can you use it on Goku? How do you remove the scar if it's removable? Yeah, there's been that many. I thought I'd just make a quick how-to sort of video, showing at least how I did it personally. There's a few different ways that you can do it because, yes, of course, the head sculpts, the scar is indeed just a decal, so it can be rubbed off. Obviously, you don't want to do that like harshly because you'll scratch up the faces and such. So what a lot of people do, mostly in the modelling and model kit side of collecting, is they use a Gundam marker eraser or isopropyl alcohol or anything like that. Personally, I found the Gundam marker to work the best and most consistently. I've been using this ever since I started doing Gunpla. This is the Gundam marker eraser GM300. I'll leave a link in the description below. I think it's on Amazon, but if not, it'll be AliExpress. Yeah, basically, I've had this in my port type marker set ever since I started doing Gunpla, and yeah, figured I would give it a shot, and it works absolutely flawlessly. Obviously, disclaimer, before you do what I'm about to do on this video, make sure you test the plastic first. I was going to attempt to do this on the Proud Namekian Piccolo heads, because obviously anyone who knows that one knows he has big ugly pink lips for some bizarre reason, despite Piccolo never having pink lips in the anime. So yeah, I tested it on one of the heads and it started melting the plastic instead. Or it either started melting the plastic or taking the paint off the head, despite the fact that I thought the head was just green plastic. But yeah, long story short, certain plastics will react badly to this stuff. It's why the pore markers, just in general, for Gunpla, it tells you not to put it on ABS because it will harden and brittle the plastic and just melt it. So you have to be very careful with it. So yeah, test before doing so, or at the very least make sure you know what kind of plastic you are shoving this on, because for all you know, parts of this could be ABS, they could be some other type of plastic that does not mix well with this stuff. So yeah, first things first, I will show you the head that I have already done. This is obviously one of the Bardock sculpts. I purposely chose the looking down face because it's a obscure sort of sculpt. You will not use it very often. So yeah, as you can see, the scar is completely gone. There is not a single speck of it left. Obviously, taking something like a scar off is a lot easier than taking, say for example, blood decals off. This is the Figuarts Part Goku Gohan 3.0 sculpt. I have the Demonical Fit Super Saiyan 2 Gohan faces on there. And yeah, I tested it with the, I think the yelling face first of all, just to make sure it didn't melt the plastic on that either. Yeah, it goes without saying, these are going to be a lot harder to take off, but I will attempt to show it on camera anyway, just like to show you it on different faces. But yeah, I have droned on quite enough already. Let's get into this. I should say as well, the Beastie East Kong Studio bodies, I gave them a rough wrap when they first came out, as well as in the Bardock review, purely because I didn't have a way to put the heads on properly. They would just sit on the neck, so I didn't even include them in that comparison review. But I forgot, I have one of these. This is an adapter peg. It came with the Air God Goku head sculpts, and obviously I'm never going to use that with that head, but I can. You can see that slots in quite nicely there, and then you just slot that over top and it pops on really nicely, and just like that I have probably the perfect Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Just like that. The heads fit perfectly on these bodies, despite me saying otherwise. You just need the adapter peg or else it won't fit properly. So yeah, now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started, shall we? So I have this right here. Let's move these off to the side so that the camera doesn't keep focusing on them. So yeah, we have Smirking Face. I do have a second set of these Bardock heads and faces coming. I just figured why not, I might as well do it to them all. So yeah, we're doing the Smirk because Smirk works really well with Super Saiyan 2 because he is very cocky at that point. So be aware as well, this stuff is very pungent smelling. A lot of people say they aren't, but yeah, they really are. So you can do this one of two ways. I personally like using the pack that it came with, but if you buy this separate, obviously you won't have the pack. So I like dabbing it on there, and you get a nice dollop on that bit. Set that to the side, and then you take a Q-tip and just let it absorb into the top of said Q-tip. Reason I do that instead of just using the pen straight on the plastic is because the pen would get dirty. So that's not the purpose of the pen. You would be much better off putting it on a Q-tip or anything like that just to get it started. So now we've let it sort of suck in a little bit and absorb. Let's get started. So you want gentle strokes. You do not want to go harsh on this. And as you can see, it's already starting to take that off. Like that. Really easily. Apologies. Obviously, my hand being in the way makes this a bit difficult. But, yeah, you just keep it going. Focus on one bit at a time. You don't want to do it too quickly, because like I said, this is really pungent stuff. Keep it going. If it feels like it's getting a bit dry, just move the Q-tip around. A little bit of a scrub there just to get that bit that isn't wanting to come off quite easily. There we go. There's little tiny bits left. As you can see, kind of just looks like dirt at this point, but you just keep it going until you no longer see that. And yeah, there's still a tiny little dot there, as you can see. Quite difficult to do this on camera, obviously, but I am doing my best to show what I am doing. There we go. I think we just got it there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just like that, the scar is gone, and now we have a perfect Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan smirking Goku face. So yeah, is this an expensive way to do it? Maybe, but at the same time, these are the best head sculpts I think I've seen thus far. So, I mean, you're either going to buy 2 of this set, or you're going to just buy another headset at some point, which might not be as good. And yeah, just like that, we have smirking Super Saiyan 2 Goku, ready to go, looking absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I also seen a few comments on people saying that the Legendary Existence, I think it was, something like that, the other Recustom Namek style Super Saiyan Goku, those heads, or those those faces fit perfectly on that guy as well. But obviously that's a very expensive kit at this point, and if you're only buying that for the extra Goku faces, you might as well get another Bardock. Like, to be honest, it's a bit more work doing this way, but it does work out in the end quite well, I should say. So yeah, this being essentially, like, I'm not even sure what kind of solvent this is, but it works very similarly to like isopropyl alcohol, for example. Might not use that Q-tip, it's a bit soft at the top, so this is the other way people like to do things. You just dab it onto there. You'll see it is going on my finger, so even though you don't see it coming out, it is going on the Q-tip. Obviously don't leave that on your hand for very long, that's a no-no. But yeah, which side was it? That one. So yeah, you can see that's quite nicely soaked up now. And let's try it on the Gohan. So we have this like horrible little scuff here at the side that I do not like. Demon Ico Fit went a bit over the top with the blood decals. These are also a bit more difficult to take off than the Bardock ones, so bear that in mind. Just a little scrub here. Also be very careful with these smaller decals. You don't want to get that on the eyes. The eyes are also a decal. If you do that, the eye starts coming off. You have a very rough time on your hands. So yeah, as you can see, it's not came off in its entirety, but it's very faint now compared to what it was. Let's try and rub off this bit as well. As I said, this is a much stronger decal than what's on usually. So I just keep rubbing. And there you go. Again, there is still a slight bit there, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was before, which is mostly what I'm going for. I could get rid of the lip bleed if I wanted to, but I'm well aware I will probably not be able to get the forehead blood off, so I'm as well leaving some of it on there, just to have him when he's first awakened. Yeah, this stuff is I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I think the problem I'm having here is partly because this is a much stronger sort of decal that's on here, and also the fact that I used the dab on dab straight onto the Q-tip method, which obviously doesn't give you as uniform an absorption. But yeah, that was already looking a bit better, so I might leave it at that. I do still want a bit of the blood on there, because obviously when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, he did have some blood. So yeah, all in all, guys, something I would highly recommend if you really, really want that perfect Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I know DKO are coming out with their own Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I said in the Bardock review that I thought it was the same sculpt. It isn't, it is slightly different. But at the same time, you're getting a Super Saiyan 2 sculpt here, as well as a Super Saiyan. So, yeah, it's a win-win in my book. The only difference with the Super Saiyan 2 Goku sculpt is you can get it in a sort of pearlescent metallic sheen, which I personally want, but I'm not paying the same amount I just paid for the Bardock for one sculpt instead of two. But yeah, overall, guys, I think it's definitely something to consider, especially before the Bardock head sculpts go out of stock forever. DKO and Recustom, the sculpts don't tend to stick around for long, and if they do, they go way up in price. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought of this down in the comments. Is this something you'll be attempting? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.